But she's not gonna back down if you come for her. So sometimes people pick on who they think they can whoop. We really just want her to be quiet. Like, you was just quiet, you just started up again. Cause she's in the middle of the street now with this. So y'all, we left off and we was at the Crown Well at the casino. We sitting at the bar, we drinking. We start to hear some guys chattering, right? You know, some guys talking. You can tell it's quite a few of them because they not talking loud. You could just hear a lot of voices, right? So it catch our attention. We look over, we see some guys, we looking at them, you know, as they're going by. And I recognize one of them. He is the best friend of my ex at that time. I said something. I said, hey, you know, what's up, brother? How you doing? And we get to talking with them. He invited us to this penthouse party that his friend is having, and he gives his number to Lily. After that, we go back and we like sitting at the bar because we had kind of like got up a little bit, walked a few steps to where they were, like in the middle of the casino floor, right? So then we come back and we, you know, by the bar or whatever. The event started at 10. It's about 9:30 and it's time to go up over there. It's a lot of people gathering. It looked like a long line. We actually ended up standing in line for about 30 minutes. So we was just perfect. You know, it was just about to start when we were getting to the front of the line. So remember, Samantha using a fake ID, right? So I don't know why we was thinking this, where we got this logic from, but we was like, in line, the way we gonna stand is, we not gonna let her be first or last. I don't know where we got this from. I don't know how we came up with this. This was just what we did. When we walked over there, we was like, all right, y'all, we're gonna walk over there like this. Maybe that's why it didn't work out how we planned. We go over there and we stand in line, get to the front. I'm first, hand on my ID. Bam, let me over to the other side. Lily behind me, she hand him her ID. Bam, she to the other side. Samantha's behind her, she hand him her ID, and he lingers. And he lingers, and he lingers. And we like, oh shit. This, you know, he didn't look at our ID that long. So what's going on, right? So now we panicking, but of course we just, you know, me and Lily, you know, we just standing over there looking. We acting like we not tripping, but we tripping, right? And Samantha, she playing it cool. She just, you know, so he like,
this ain't your ID.
And I think in the photo, my sister had like yellow hair or pink hair, like it was this out there color, right? And you know how sometimes that'll change your whole look, right? So when he said this ain't your ID, Samantha like,
that is my ID. I actually get that all the time because I guess because my hair is a different color. If I had my hair in right now, you wouldn't even question it.
She playing it cool. She know what to say or whatever. And we, like I said, everybody else just acting like they ain't tripping, right? So he like,
nah, this don't really look like you. Like, you know, that can't be true.
She like,
nah, I'm telling you, that's me for real.
So he like,
all right,
he gonna give her a pop quiz. You know, he didn't say that, but so we asked her,
what's your full name, middle included?
Bam, she spit it out instantly.
What's your birthday?
Bam, she spit it out instantly, perfectly, right? Then he asks her,
so what's the address? You know, what's your address?
And she don't know the address, right? And she like,
that was my cousin's address I was using. Like, I don't know that by heart. I just know it's in LA.
The address, it was close to LA, but it wasn't LA. But it was LA area, you know what I'm saying? And she said that because, you know, that was just her best guess. She didn't know the city. So he like,
no, this ain't your idea.
And Samantha like,
well, I just told you my birthday. I just told you my full name. Like, what more do you need? Because I don't know the address that was on there that just so happened to be, you know, my cousin's address that I had used just to get an ID. Like, that's crazy.
So he like,
we're not going to be able to do it. We can't let you in.
So Samantha like,
all right, well, if you can't let me in, just give me my ID back. I'll just leave.
He like,
we can't give her your ID back.
So once he had told Samantha that wasn't her ID the first time, Lily had got started, right? But with me, she gets started and she like,
who is he talking to? How he gonna tell her that's not her ID?
So yeah, so she gets started once he say that ain't her ID, but she just talking to me. And honestly, at this point, I did not even know Samantha was drunk. We all had like 2, maybe 3 drinks, but I didn't really realize how drunk she was. Now that I think about it, you know, cause she had probably like 1 drink with us out of our bottle that we had, you know, like while we was getting dressed, and then she probably had maybe 2 drinks at the bar, right? So I didn't think that was much, you know what I'm saying? But for somebody who don't really drink like that, now that I'm thinking about it, she was toasted, right? So she, you know, she's complaining to me or whatever, and then after she hears Samantha say that she just gonna take her ID and leave, and he said he wasn't gonna give it back, she start yelling. She like,
oh hell no. He can't take her ID. He don't know who I am. He don't know my cousin.
Y'all, she just start going. I'm talking about she's belligerent. Y'all, she just going and going and going. Talking about how we paid our money and we going up in here and he can't tell her what to do and all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm trying to tell her like, Lily, like it's good. No, like let her handle that. Like she good. She grown, right? And then even Samantha like,
Come on, but like you ain't gotta be doing all that. Don't be yelling. Like it's cool. Like even if they planned it like that, I'm getting another ID. It ain't even necessary. It's like you ain't gotta be yelling. Like just calm down, cousin. Like it's good. It's good.
So now I'm thinking like, even if we had a slightest chance of convincing this man that this was her, because I was already about to go over there. I was like, dang, let me just go over there and, because this is supposed to be my sister. You know what I'm saying? We got the same last name. He just looked at mine. Like, so I'm like, let me go over there and see what I can say. Like, and now I'm like, if we even had the chance of, even saying something to this man, it's not gonna happen because you didn't start yelling. Like, mind you, this all unfolds in like 2 minutes. Like, this is very fast. It's like bang, 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 right? And so I walk over there and I'm like, hey, what's the problem? Like, this my sister. Like, I'm sorry about her yelling. Like, she really don't get out much. Like, I'm just kind of apologizing, trying to smooth the situation over. But like I said, it had already exploded. He tell me the same thing he tells Samantha. He like,
Look, this not her ID. I gotta keep it. That's our policy. And them too. They can't go in.
He pointed at Samantha because she's obviously underage, and he pointed at Lily because she's screaming. And so he basically telling us like,
y'all could probably go, but they not. Enough.
So now y'all, Lily, she done got fired up. This security guard done told this woman that she's not getting in to see Chris Brown. She's not gonna get in. It ain't gonna happen. No, sir. And she done already told him and everybody else how she done paid her money to get in and she going to see Chris Brown and ain't nobody gonna stop her or none of us from going in there. Like, that's what we gonna do. That's what we came to do. And that's what we gonna do. She done already told that. She just, she had kept going on and on and on, just a minute ago about it. Now, like Samantha, she trying to get her to calm down. She like,
Be cool.
I'm trying to stop her. Clarissa just standing there like, oh my God, who are these women? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just crazy. And when I tell y'all she's yelling at the top of her lungs, she's yelling at the top of her lungs, talking about how she getting in, she gonna see Chris Brown, and she don't give a F if anybody standing in her way, it's gonna be a problem. I'm trying to talk to the first security guard and tell him that, hey, she just, we apologize for her and all that, because now at this point, I ain't trying to go in. I'm just trying to get them to not call the police on us and have us put out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no problem. So I'm just apologizing, and we get her to calm down somehow, some way. We get her to calm down. I don't know what we tell her. I don't really remember, but at some point, like really like 30 seconds, maybe a minute later, she calmed down. We start walking out of line, right? So as we get back to by the bar area where we were at, before chilling, Samantha like,
Anaise, why don't you and Clarissa just go in there at least for like 30 minutes or something, so y'all won't feel like y'all wasted y'all money, and then me and Lily, we could just sit out here, do some slots or whatever. It's cool. It's two of y'all. It's two of us. Like, why don't y'all just, do that? Like, I don't want nobody to feel like it's a problem because I couldn't get in.
And so I'm just looking at her like, Clarissa looking like, she looking at me like, if I say yes, then she'll do it, right? But I just didn't feel comfortable with Lily being all drunk like that. And I told y'all I felt responsible. So I'm like, nah, we can't separate the group. Like, if one of us can't go in, we all not going in. Like, we just not going. That's fine. Okay, so now since we decided not to split up, we like, all right, we just finna leave. We finna go find something else to do. It's Vegas. We not gonna let this ruin our trip. Let's go outside, get us an Uber, head back to the room, and we can, reset and regroup, right? So we walking out the casino, and Lily she's mad. She's accusing us of not only making her leave, but she's accusing us of making her waste her money on the Chris Brown ticket because we did not want to go inside. Bruh. Not that we couldn't get in, but we didn't want to go in, so we made her waste her time and her money, and we made her leave. But I'm like, okay, whatever. She drunk. I'm going to just let her have it. I ain't going to say nothing back to her. Nobody's really saying nothing back to antagonize her because we really just want her to be quiet. Like, you was just quiet. You just started up again. We decide we just going to leave. We walk out front. We just finna figure out what we going to do until we go to the penthouse party, we decided to stand outside for some reason instead of stay inside the hotel where it was warm at and figure our life out or whatever, right? And y'all know we had little to no clothes on. So we walk outside and guess who we see? We see my brother and his partners. And as soon as Lily see them, she just stopped complaining, right? And now she just gets to cheesing and smiling and staring at my brother, right? So she decides she gonna walk over there and she gonna ask them where we can get some tree, because Samantha and Clarissa had started talking about they wanted to get some, and I told them, hey, if y'all do, you know, I'm gonna come together with you, yada yada yada. We was having a conversation about it, right? So she go and she asks him, and one of the guys that he's with, he got it on him, right? So we make our little deal or whatever, right? And needless to say, we were very displeased with our product. Okay, and I should have known, because when people from where I'm from in the Bay Area, if they go to a tourist city like that, the way that they are going to package their product is going to be for tourists, for people who don't know what they're looking at and they feel like this is a last resort. They don't know nobody else around here who could possibly put them on with nothing better. So very small and not necessarily the best. But anyway, you know, it's already done. It is what it is. We take it, and Lily tell him,
hey, you know, I'm gonna call you when we ready to come to the party or whatever in a couple hours.
So we walk off to the area where they do the Uber pick up and drop off, right? Like where we got dropped off, right? So I call the Uber and we stand there, and when I tell y'all it was so many people, like the streets was so packed that the Ubers could only pull up to a certain point. They couldn't get all the way to the strip. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it was just like a sea of people on this particular part, and it just, y'all, it was, when I tell you, it was total chaos. So I already knew that the Uber wasn't gonna come fast. You know, I let everybody know how long it said. I want to say it said like only like 15 minutes, but y'all, we ended up being out there for almost 30 minutes waiting, and you could just tell that everybody who's standing around was like on their phone looking for their ride. They looking in cars and looking at license plates, like everybody on the same thing that we on, and it's a lot of people right now. Okay, before we went to the Uber area, we decided that we was gonna walk up and down the strip a little bit, because when we first initially saw all those people, we was like, there's no way we're gonna even get an Uber. We thought it was a lost cause, and we might as well just hang out down here for an hour or two, and then we can go to the little penthouse thing. Like, that's gonna be our plan, right? So Lily, of course, as soon as we left from my brother and them, she complaining again. You know, now we walking too much. Then we start going to bars. I think we went to like 3 of them, right? Now we drunk. Now we, you know, we boring. This all we want to do. And
why y'all want to walk up and down the strip and just drink? Like, I can't believe I came out here for this. And if this is what y'all was going to do, I would have never came.
And just all kind of stuff, y'all. She just going and going and going about the fact that basically we're having fun and trying to make the best of it or whatever, and she's not having a good time. So Samantha, like,
I don't get what you thought she was coming to Vegas for. Like, this Vegas, this is what it is to do. Like, everywhere serves liquor, even Taco Bell. So this is what people do. They walk up and down the strip. That's why so many people out. Like, I don't understand. Like, what, you know, why you tripping?
So y'all, they keep going back and forth.
And Lily like, you know, this is stupid.
So I'm like, all right, y'all, we done already been to a couple places. About 30, 40 minutes then passed. I'm like, let's just go back to the room. We got liquor at the room if we want to drink. Like, it's still gonna be a good time. Like, let's just go. So we walk over to the pickup area. Remember, I told y'all it was a lot of people. So we got to wait back along. That's when I called the Uber. It say 15 minutes. We really ended up waiting 30. Lily keep asking me to check my app.
Where's this person at? Why is taking so long?
Of course, she complaining, she cold, her feet hurt, all these different things, right? And I guess Samantha got irritated because she like,
girl, don't you see how many people is out here? Don't you see that everybody else is trying to do the same thing that we trying to do? Just be quiet and wait like everybody else. Like, I'm tired of you complaining.
And then, okay, so now Lily, she just start going in on Samantha. Remember I told you she still kind of drunk or acting like it. I don't know what's going on with her, right? But she start having a back and forth with Samantha. Like, she, you know what I'm saying? She like,
girl, just don't talk to me.
And she keep kind of saying,
with your young guy, this young eat her young ass. Like, what you gonna tell me with your young?
And she keep trying to like throw the fact that she's younger than everybody else in her face. Like, she trying to like insult her with it. Like, you know, she like, yo,
with your young,
And so we like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So at first I'm just letting them go. And then finally I'm like, y'all, y'all tripping because Lily, she started like kind of walking up on Samantha like in her face. And the kind of person Samantha is, like, she might not antagonize you and walk up on you, but she's not going to back down if you come for her. So I'm just like, okay, so now, of course I don't want it to go no further. So I get over there and I get in between them, and I'm like, they probably standing like 4 feet apart, right? And I'm standing in between them. I'm like, man, y'all tripping. I'm like, Lily, you need to calm down. And then so when I tell her she needs to calm down, she figure I'm on her side. So she turned up even more. And she's like,
I whoop this beat.
she starts trying to push past me like she about to fight Samantha, right? And I'm like, hold on, no, like, this my blood. First of all, I didn't say that, but in my mind, I'm like, this my blood. I'm not about to let you touch her. But what I said out of my mouth was, we all family, like you tripping, right? But when I tell you she trying to come forward, she trying to get past me so good. And Samantha is actually backing up because she like, okay, girl, like, we not finna fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can argue all day, but we not finna fight. Like, that's just stupid. We came out here together. We cousins. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Right? And so she just, she just keep coming for her. And I'm like, girl, you tripping. At first I was kind of like holding her out like with my arm, like, girl, you tripping, right? And she's, when I tell you, she trying to swing past me, all kind of stuff, right? And then so I'm like, girl, you tripping, like, and so I just like, I didn't push her, but I just like moved her out the way, right? And then she stood there or whatever, and then she tried to just all of a sudden walk forward like she was just about to go get at Samantha, and watch she fall flat on her face.
Bruh.
Now you out here yelling, screaming, making all this commotion, and guess who gotta help you up off the ground? Guess who gotta help you up now? Me. Cause you looking at me, calling me
Anaise.
And guess what she had the nerve to say?
Anaise, this beat made me fall.
Girl, she ain't nowhere near you. She ain't made you fall. You falling because you drunk and belligerent, and you ain't paying attention to where you going. Cause I think she like stepped in, like, how it'd be like a crack or a little hole. Cause she's in the middle of the street now with this. She's in the middle of the street trying to get to this girl. And I'm like, girl, are you seriously trying to fight her? This supposed to be your little cousin though. But obviously you have some sort of animosity about her either being young or whatever. I don't know what it is, but you have a problem with her, something that you're not expressing because you keep talking about how young she is, and you ain't trying to fight nobody else but her. Cause she told you to calm down. I did too. Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, sometimes people pick on who they think they can whoop. She try to fight her, she fall, you know what I'm saying? I pick her up. Finally, the Uber come probably like 5-6 minutes later, right? Lily gets in the Uber first. Guess where Lily sits? Lily sits in the back seat in the middle. You mean to tell me you was just trying to fight this girl and then you trying to sit in the middle? So when I see her sit in the middle, I'm like, man, scoot over, right? I'm gonna sit in the middle, right? And she like,
No, I'm not moving. This is my seat. I got in. This is my seat.
and I'm like, just scoot over. Please just scoot over. Just scoot over. Like, we don't want no problems. We're just trying to go back to the room. Like, can you just scoot over so I can sit in the middle? I'm like, I'm the shortest one. Just let me sit in the middle, right? She like,
No, this my seat, and this where I'm sitting.
so Samantha like,
Man, like, it's good. Whatever. If she don't want to move, don't try to make her move. Let's just vote. I'm ready to go.
right? So I'm like, all right, Clarissa get in the front, I get in the back seat. I walk around the car, get in the back seat on the other side of Lily because she just have to sit in the middle next to somebody who she was just trying to fight 5 minutes ago. We get to the room and me and Samantha, we like, okay, y'all, we trying to regroup and go back out. The night is still young. We do want to go to the penthouse thing. We trying to just get dressed, change our clothes, y'all, and get back out there or whatever, right? So Clarissa like,
Man, y'all, I'm done. I'm tired.
and really, I think all this family drama, she just couldn't handle it. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay inside. Like, we just reset, regroup tomorrow, right? We're like, all right, so we didn't want to ask Lily, like, oh, do you want to go with us or whatever, right? But by this point, she had calmed down or whatever. So I'm like, Lily, what you finna do? You finna stay here? She like,
Huh?
right? And I'm like, okay, so did you want to come or whatever? She like,
Ha.
right, so I'm like, all right. So me and Samantha, we look at each other. We like, all right, we just finna get dressed or whatever. So we get in the shower. We, change our little clothes or whatever, right? And so I asked Lily again. I'm like, Lily, what's up? What you doing? Like, I was like, you gonna wear that? And then she was like,
Oh. Now, bees want to be nice. Now, bees want to be nice. Oh, y'all must want to go to that penthouse party, huh? Y'all must want to go to that penthouse party, huh? Well, y'all can't go without me. Y'all can't go without me.
And I'm like, I mean, we ain't tripping. Like, did you want to go? Like, and if you do, like, did you want to change your clothes? Like, you know, like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? What we doing, right? And she like,
oh, huh, yeah, y'all know where the penthouse at, right? Y'all know where the penthouse at, dude, y'all, huh? Yeah, huh.
And so we like, all right, well, since it seems like you don't want to go, we're just gonna go and we'll be back. Just call us, you know, we come back and, you know, and swoop you, whatever, right? So I'm like, we'll be back. She like,
oh, y'all be pat? Y'all be pat? Well, go wherever y'all going, because I'm going to the penthouse. I'm going to the penthouse. Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm gonna be at the penthouse. Don't worry about me.
So we just like, okay, whatever, right? So me and Samantha, we leave out and we went back to, it's so funny, we went back to the same hotel that the Chris Brown thing was in, right? And if you know anything about Dre's, you know that they have a beach club, right? Which is where the concert was at. And that closes at 2. And then they have a after hours, which closes like 8 in the morning, right? So while we go back to the Dre's after hours, and they let her in. They didn't even ask for ID, because mind you, she don't have no ID no more. She has her ID, her real ID, but he's taken the ID that my sister gave her, right? So Samantha don't have no ID. Y'all, they don't even card us. We go in there, we stay in there for like an hour or 2 or whatever, go dance around, drink or whatever, just trying to have a good time. We leave from there, we go get some food, and we come back to the room. When we get back to the room, Lily sleep, Clarissa sleep, you know, we eat our food, get in the bed, and go to sleep too. Now, when we wake up in the morning, I wake up to Lily on the phone. She's on the phone with her sister and her best friend. And I know this because she was like, you know, she was saying their names, right? So she on the phone with them, and she is complaining about us, y'all. She's complaining about, when I tell you every aspect of the trip, she's complaining about everything on the trip. She told them that we took her to Steve Madden and we made her buy these expensive shoes at Steve Madden. Then she said that we took her to, I didn't even tell y'all that after we decided not to go to the pool party, after we left Steve Madden, when we got food, we had actually went to this soul food place. It was like in this grocery store, right? There was this soul food place in the back, right? That Samantha had knew about. She had been to before. She said they was good. So we like, all right, we want to try it. We go there and we get food, right? Now, you know how the meals be at the soul food places, $25 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It be on the little pricier side, right? So me, Samantha, Clarissa, we get whatever plate we get, and then we get a dessert too, right? I think they had like some cake or some pies or whatever. So we get a dessert. We all spend about like $35, $40 max with taxes or whatever, the meal and the dessert and then something to drink, right? So when it is Lily's turn to order, why Lily orders 2 meals, right? So that was at minimum $50, because I don't know her exact total, but she orders 2 meals. Then she orders a slice of cake, a banana pudding, and she orders like some sort of drink they had. Maybe they had Kool-Aid. I think they had Kool-Aid or iced tea or something like that. And she ordered that. So she probably spent about like $75, something like that, you know, with tax, give or take a couple dollars. This is for one meal that when we got back to the room, she picked over. When I tell you she did not eat that, I looked in them plates and it was so much food left in there or whatever, because she was like, oh, you want some? When I looked in there, it was so much food left over in there. Y'all, it was crazy. But yeah, she picked over it and then ended up throwing it away the next day. Talking about, oh, I couldn't eat it. I don't know if she was trying to say it was nasty. She just kept saying she couldn't eat it, right? But now she's on the phone this next day complaining to her sister and her best friend how we made her. We also took her to this nasty soul food restaurant. We took her to this restaurant. We made her waste her money on it. She could not even eat the food. Bruh. We made her waste whatever she said. She was saying the number. Let's just say she was saying 75.
They made me waste $75 on this food that I couldn't even eat. And then I had to throw it away. I had to just throw away my money. And then they made me waste my money on the Chris Brown ticket because they didn't even want to go inside. And I just don't understand why I came out here with them. Like, this was just a waste of time. This was a waste of money. Like, I can't believe I did this. Like, why would they do me like this? Like,
she's just complaining complaining about how we just did her so wrong because we made her waste all this time and all this money making her do all of these things, right? And we just like, wow, like I'm like, I can't believe she on the phone lying like that. But you know, I didn't say nothing because I don't care. Yeah, girl, I don't have no control over your pockets. I don't have no control over anything that you do. Okay, I just don't. Right, so now, y'all, we didn't stay 3 nights, we stayed 2. This was the day that we were gonna go home. The plan was to wake up, get checked out, and then go get some food. And if we had time, I don't know, go do like, let's just say it was VR or something like that. Something that would take us like an hour, 2 hours to do, and then hit the road at like 1, 2 o'clock. That was our plan from jump when we first planned it. That's what we was gonna do. And this is New Year's Day when we're leaving, and a lot of people stay for New Year's Day. That's why we didn't want to wait, because we felt like it would be less traffic, and it really was no traffic even leaving in the daytime getting back to where we were going, because a lot of people stay for that New Year's Day celebration in Vegas. We like, all right, you know, we gonna start getting dressed or whatever. So I tell everybody like, hey, all right, you know, checkout is at 11. And it's at this time, this is probably 8:30, 9 o'clock when we wake up. Oh, she was also complaining because remember I told y'all we had went and got food and we came back to the room after we went to the after hours. Like it was just like Taco Bell or Burger King, whatever, fast food, right? So she saw the bags in there. So she was also complaining that we left her and went to get food, because I don't know if she assumed that we got it early that morning, like had already woken up out of our sleep and got it early that morning or what. But we telling her like, girl, that was from last night. Like that wasn't even, that was one thing that I commented on or whatever, because everything else is like, and she like,
oh yeah, y'all left and ain't got food without me.
she had made that remark. So I was like, girl, no, that was from last night when we were gone. So, you know, and she also, one more thing, she also told them that we left her last night. When we asked her, girl, do you want to go? Like, what you gonna do? Like, what's up? Like, you know, this what we trying to do? Like, we was trying to go to the penthouse party and do that. Line up with your little boo. She told them that we left her, you know, high and dry or whatever, and we went out and had a good time without her. So now, y'all, we all getting ready. 11 o'clock come, we packing up. We bring our bags downstairs, all 4 of us bring our stuff downstairs. We start to put our stuff in her trunk, right? We loading up the car, right? So now while me, Clarissa, and Samantha, we are putting our stuff in the car. Like we all walk over to the car, open the door, start putting our stuff in, and we notice that Lily is not getting in the car. She's not putting her stuff in, right? So we just looking like, okay, I don't know, maybe she want to get in last or whatever. She don't want to be bothered with us, whatever, right? So then finally we like, you know, I don't know who said like, what's going on, what you doing, me or Samantha or whatever, right? But when we did, she said, right? So we like, okay, whatever. Now once we get done putting our stuff in, we about to, you know, sit in the car and, you know, wait on her. A car pulls up, right? So we like, oh, did she get an Uber? Like, what's going on, right? You know, but we drove out here, so like, we didn't know what T was. We was like, what's T? A car pulls up, a girl bounces out, and a girl like,
Hey B.
so obviously she knows her, right? So she like,
Hey B, let me get your stuff. Girl, let me get your stuff. So
she helps Lily put her stuff in the car, and then they get in. Lily look at us, and she look us up and down like, and then they drive off. So be like, all right, well, we said we was going to get food. We said we was going to try to find something to do that takes like an hour or whatever. Maybe she just don't want to be a part of that. We'll just call her when it's time to actually leave, because, you know, we ain't got time for that. We just call when we leave. When we leave, we go and we get our food, have a drink and all of that, and it's time to leave now. So I call Lily. It's going straight to voicemail. I'm calling. Y'all, I'm calling this girl 8 to 10 times over the course of an hour, and no answer. It's going straight to voicemail. I done left messages, I done sent text messages that I know didn't go through. We cannot get in touch with this girl, okay? She has disappeared. So now I get a phone call from a number I don't know, but I answer it and I say, you know, hello, and it's Lily. Lily like,
Girl, where y'all at?
Bruh.
I'm like, girl, we over here, we looking for you. Like, where you at? We trying to come pick you up so we can go. Like, we ready to hit the road. So she like,
Girl, I can't leave right now.
and we like, what you mean you can't leave right now? Like, what's the problem? Why you can't leave right now? Like, you know, send us the address to where you going. Girl, don't play. Like, we ready to go home, right? So she like,
No, girl, I can't leave right now because I got my friend kids. You know, that girl that picked me up, I got her kids.
I'm like, okay, so call her, get her back here to get her kids, and tell us where you at. We finna be on the way, and she need to come pick them up. She like,
Well, she can't come pick him up because she in jail.
and I'm like, what you mean she in jail? Like, what's going on? Like, okay, so where is they daddy? Where's somebody else? She need to, like, what's going on? Where are you? She like,
Well, I'm at her house and I'm here watching her kids. Like, I can't just leave them like that. And I'm using her brother's phone.
so I'm like, wait a minute. So why they can't just stay with the brother? She like,
Well, the bro, he's about to leave and go to work. He about to leave in like 10 minutes. He's got to go to work.
so I'm like, okay, so so you was just gonna stay there and watch the kids? Like, what's the plan? This girl that went to jail, what's the next step? She like,
Well, the grandma is supposed to come get her.
I'm like, okay, so when is the grandma coming? She like,
Well, she said, she was just coming. She didn't give me no time. And, she like, but I ain't got no phone. They don't have no charger here. All they got is iPhone chargers. She had an Android. They're like, they got is iPhone chargers. They ain't got no chargers.
so I'm like, all right, send us the address to where you are, okay? So she sent us the address. We went over there. It took us like 20 minutes. I went and knocked on the door. She came to the door and she like,
Yeah, I'm in here. I can't leave these kids in here. I got her keys to her car. And I had the keys to the house. She had called me and told me to go in her house before my phone died. And her brother was here watching them at first. But then now he had to go to work.
and I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, so, and she like,
And I don't have no way to get in touch with the grandma.
so y'all, we just had to wait. We waited like 2 hours for the grandma to get here. 2 hours. I don't know where she was coming from. We didn't sit outside the whole time. We did drive off a time or two. But when she finally came out the house, it was 2 hours later, y'all. 2 hours later. And then, so she get her stuff. She put her stuff in the car. Y'all, she gets in the car. She sits down, turns away from everybody else, and lean up against the window. So we just like, all right, whatever, we hit the road. So now, remember, on the way there, when we first stopped, I filled up. The second stop, Clarissa filled up. Now, whose turn is it to fill up so we can make it home? It is Lily's turn. So we go, we drive, we get to the gas station. Nobody move. Everybody just sitting there, right? So I'm in the front. I look back and I look at Lily and I'm like, it's your turn or whatever to put gas in the car. This girl turns around, look at me, said, and turn back around, put her head on the window and act like she was asleep. I said, are you kidding me? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just get out. I'm gonna just pay it. Like, I'm ready to go home. Like, I'm not about to, it don't even matter. I get out and Samantha like, nah, I'm gonna just pay. Like, you already. And I'm like, no, girl. Like, and we end up really going half on that tank of gas, right? And then the second stop, Clarissa just got out and paid. She was like, I'm about to go in there and get me something. She had already put the money on there before we even, had a chance to even say anything. So every time we stop, of course, Lily felt the car stop, so she wake up, she go to the bathroom, and then she'll go get whatever snacks, food she was getting out the thing, come back in, didn't say nothing to nobody, nothing. And y'all, when I was like, Lily, it's your turn, she actually had the audacity to say,
I don't got no money for no gas.
like, and we like, what you mean you ain't got no money for no gas? Like, this was the agreement, like, it's your turn. 1, 2, 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she was like,
I don't got no money for no gas.
and that's when I bounced out and I was just like, whatever, like, this is laughable, okay? After that last stop for gas, we hit the road. We probably get back to my cousin's house after we dropped Lily and Clarissa off at about like 1:30, 2 in the morning, right? So when we get there, we just chilling in her living room for a second and we just talking about, the trip, the situation. We like, wow, that was crazy. Like, I can't go nowhere with her no more. I had no idea she was gonna act like that. Like, this is just too much for me. Like, I ain't never seen her act like that. And then we like, yeah, and then we wasted our money. I'm like, dang, and we wasted $200. And she like, for the Chris Brown thing, right? And Samantha like,
Girl, I didn't waste $200.
and I'm like, what you mean? She like,
Girl, I wasted $400.
I'm like, girl, she never paid you for her ticket? And she like,
No, girl, she never gave me no money.
then I sit there and I think about it. I said, wait a minute. She never gave me no money for the room. Like, her $100 that she owed me. So I said, so wait a minute. She had the nerve to get on the phone and complain about all this money that we made her spend when she ain't paid for no room. She refused to pay for gas. And she ain't paid for her ticket to the Chris Brown thing. So besides buying her shoes and all that food that she wasted, she didn't pay for nothing. She just rode free. She did split the first Uber the first night and the Uber going to the Chris Brown thing on that second night. She did split that. She actually sent, the coin for that. But besides besides that, she really didn't spend no money. So I'm like, girl, how you got the nerve to complain? But anyway, I was just like, all right, whatever. And y'all, actually, she and I, we didn't end up talking for 2 years. We cool now. Like, you know, that's still my cousin. I think her and Samantha didn't talk for like 3 or more. Like, it really was it wasn't like bad blood like that, because we would still, of course, see her at the family functions, because, you know, she family. It would be hecka funny because me and Samantha would be over there talking, and then she'll walk in the room and we'd be like, and then she'll just look at us. Everybody just, right? But we never like went around the family and told everybody what happened. I mean, her sister knew, but she didn't tell nobody, so it wasn't like this big thing. It was just like, oh, you know, you would notice that we weren't really speaking to each other like that. Now I know what to do to not put myself in that situation. Y'all, that was a wild ride. I was like, this girl is crazy. Like, she really crazy, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. My name is Anaise Tranee. If you need some more juicy story times to watch, then click here. If you need YouTube's next suggestion on a good video to watch from me, click right here. I love y'all so much. I wish you love, peace, and a lifetime of listening to Anaise, and I'm out.